OSRS has such an iconic art style, from beautiful landscapes to spectacular bosses. Alright, hope that prepped you enough, because today we are looking at the top 10 ugliest monsters in all of RuneScape. Ew! Starting with number 10, the Mud Skipper. Released back in March of 2006 as part of the Recipe for Disaster quest. Located in the Mogre camp, underwater, sporting a gnarly jaw, some big old eyes, and the color scheme is kinda gross too. You have to kill 5 as part of the quest, and maybe that's a good thing. You know, put these poor things out of their misery. Number 9 is Ghasts. Released back in July of 2004, these things have been wandering around the Mort Mire swamps, turning inventories of food into throw-up for the better part of 20 years. Oh my god, dude. I can't believe it's been that long. In their ghostly form, they aren't that easy to see, but if you are unlucky enough to have the Druid Pouch from the Nature Spirit quest, you can make them more visible, and you're greeted by this face. Absolutely terrifying. Golly, what is that? It's got like snake eyes with just a ton of spiky teeth and these 3 little fingered claw things. No thank you. Now, number 8 has us traveling to the dream world of Lunar Isle. There are quite a few unique looking characters in here, which has me questioning my decision, but I'm going to give this spot to a doubt. Released with the Dream Mentor quest back in May of 2007. It has the body of a snake, 3 pointy claws of different sizes and placement, it's not even like level or whatever, and a gigantic frowning mouth with huge teeth sticking up. And I'm not even sure if it has an eye, but it does kind of have the spot for one, which, I don't know, it just adds to the ugly. Number 7 is going to be the subscribe button. It just looks so sad without the D on the end, doesn't it? You know, maybe light up that like button too while you're down there. Ah, much better. Now on to the real number 7. Located in the Abyss, which was released back in 2005. I mean, all of the creatures here are a bit on the ugly side, but the Abyssal Leech has the advantage of being a leech. Leeches are just kind of gross, man. And these leeches are clearly gorged on some poor adventure because look at that full belly, dude. And then they get on you with these sharp little pokey things, also in a set of 3. I mean, you're done. Its head is also kind of odd. It's like a little bulbous thing just kind of like poking up. I mean, it's just so weird. The proportions are so weird. Number 6, I'm going to give to the entire creature creation thing in the Tower of Life basement. Released back in February of 2007, the NPC running the place is nasty, all the creatures are kinda nasty. My personal favorites are probably the Frog Eel, the Newt Roost, and the Spidine? Spidine? I feel like that's about right. I mean, really none of them look that good. The Spidine in particular, I mean, it's got spider legs on like a fish and like a whole bunch of eyes. It's just super off-putting. Ugh. For number 5, we've got to go to a new continent, Journey Down to the Stranglewood, which was released in July of 2023. This place is crawling with nasty-looking critters from strangled NPCs, strangled bears, Vardorvis, which is the Desert Treasure 2 boss, but the one that really doesn't sit well with me is the Strangled Boar. The Strangled Plague stuff is generally off-putting, but the boar, you get this, like, ugly thing going on with his mouth. Like, the flesh has rotted right off, and now all you have is the bone. Ugh. Can we move on, please? Like, I can't look at this thing anymore. Please, just get this off the screen. Number 4 is Experiment Number 2. That's not confusing at all. Released in June of 2007 with the Grim Tales quest, you could find these things running around under the witch's house. Talk about a rat problem, holy. Imagine you come home and this thing is rummaging around your cupboard. It's got big meaty hands and pointy claws. It's got weird stuff going on with its eyes, its ears, and its like mouth, nose thing, snout, I guess. And what is that? It's got like a hand growing out of its head and it's playing catch with itself with like this turnip thing. That's so weird. Number 3 is mollusks. Released back in March of 2007, these things are Slayer creatures requiring level 39 Slayer and the use of the Slayer Bell in order to fight them. Now, the examine text says a strange mole-like being, and I just want to show you a picture of a mole. This is a mole, this is a mollusk. Mollusk. Dude, this is the nastiest looking mole I've seen in my life. What do you mean mole-like being? Look at the face on the wall. It's so creepy. That like white eye and the smile and the pointy nose, and again with the 3 claws. Why does everything have 3 claws? I don't want it. I just don't want it. Ah, dude. Do we have to keep going? This is getting nasty. I don't even know if I want to say it. Oh, number 2 is gonna be literal nightmare fuel, as in it comes from the boss, literally called the Nightmare. Released back in February of 2020, this boss has all kinds of nasty stuff running around, but the absolute nastiest is the Parasite. It takes a bit, but when this thing fully grows, it bursts out of you like we're in a freaking alien movie, and this is what you get. Ugh. Head of like an old, diseased witch living in the forest, body of a wasp or something. Just absolutely horrifying. Ugh. I want to give some honorable mentions, call it a palate cleanser or something, like, oh, all this stuff's getting so nasty. The first one's the Slug Prince, released back in September of 2006 with the Slug Menace quest. All of the slugs are kind of ugly because, you know, of course, it's a slug. And if you ever find yourself in the Witch Haven area, might I suggest you take a small jaunt out to the fishing platform. Everything's great, everything's swell, but no fire allowed. We hate fire. Join us. Join us. Join us. Join us. That was weird. All right. Second honorable mention is going to be Tolna in his nasty head tentacle form. This beauty is from the quest Soulsbane, released back in April of 2006. This quest really just has all kinds of interesting and creepy creatures running around. It definitely made Kid Me very antsy when doing this quest. But out of all of the creatures in this, Tolna definitely takes the cake. The last honorable mention I want to give before moving on to the number 1 spot is the Warped Terrorbird, recently coming to OSRS in September of 2023. Thing is definitely on the ugly side, but I find it actually looks a little bit dopey. I couldn't find it in my heart to give it a spot on the list, but there you go, little guy. Everyone knows who you are now. Okay, now let's wrap up this list. The number 1 slot. The ugliest of Uggos, Duke Succulus. Released as a boss for the Desert Treasure 2 quest in July of 2023. He's a high-ranking commander of the Zeroshian Empire, and Zeros, you and I need to have a word. Why? I get you want someone tough leading the troops, but like, have you noticed how nasty this thing is? You got multiple mouths, multiple eyes, and the teeth. The teeth! Was the goal to make the enemy army be unable to look in your direction? Because if so, actually, that's kind of a good strat. Respect, Zeros, respect. Oh man, Duke. I've got to award you the ugly trophy, my guy. You certainly have a face only a mother could love. And if I'm being real, I'm not even sure a mother would love that. What do you think of the list? Did I miss your favorite ugly creature? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.